Okay, so just tell us a little bit about yourself, really, and about why you wanted to start off the Apollo company, nutrition company.
Well, I first of all, I bought Apollon gym. I mean, I'm a gym owner. That's what I am. Um, I came to the States in '97. I came from South Africa, and in 2008, I already worked at Apollon gym as a personal trainer. So when the opportunity came, I became owner of Apollon gym. We have a. I also worked with a lot of athletes when it comes to bodybuilding shows. I used to be a contest prep coach. I used to judge NPC shows, so I was very, very involved in the bodybuilding community. And obviously, knowledge when it comes to supplements was a must if you want to be in that type of business. Um, then I basically, I think about 2009, 2010, I decided that I want to go back to training myself, and I decided to do Muay Thai. And obviously, there was no time for anything else in terms of training people and all that. I decided to devote time to myself a little bit, to be a little selfish. And since I was already 36, I thought, it's now or never, because at my age, most of the people already retire. So I didn't want to waste any time and be the old man who's training people. Um, Also on premises, Apollon Gym is very well known as one of the top hardcore gyms in the country, and we have a very popular protein shake bar. So we make protein shakes, and as you know, the cost of supplements was going up crazy. I mean, especially for the past couple of years, and our profits started dropping quite considerably. Even if you would sell cheaper brands, it still didn't really pay for us to continue, because every time we would order, the prices would go up.
Mm.
So then I had an opportunity to start my own brand. And I remember the previous owner of Apollon Gym used to have his own bottle of water. So on a bottle of water, it would say Apollon Gym. So he would pay a little bit extra, but I guess it was branding and it was advertising. So he had bottles of water with Apollon Gym on it. So I thought it would be cool to have Apollon Nutrition and to sell just at the gym. I mean, absolutely no reason to go out there and compete in this crazy market, because it's absolutely saturated. It's just insane. I didn't even look into it. I just knew for myself, just like, of course, you're aware of it. 90%, 90, probably 95% of the products on the market are shit. I mean, it's just pure crap.
Yeah.
So I thought I'll do something, because we have pretty knowledgeable people coming to Apollon, mostly hardcore bodybuilders, fighters, powerlifters, and obviously they want quality. They want only the best. So I formulated the original Hooligan, which tasted absolutely horrible. I mean, it was absolutely disgusting, but it was a good formula. And I formulated protein that would be 50% isolate and 50% casein. I figured out the fast acting and the long acting combined together, and then there is obviously research behind it, as you know, that it's the best.
Mm.
So I did that. We did three or four flavors for the jam in protein and two flavors of pre-workout. We ordered very, very small batch and sold it only exclusively at the gym, probably for about a year. But then slowly the word got out, that we have, people want pre-workout, that we have a very strong pre-workout. So people started popping up at the gym. We only had 300 members, keep in mind, 3 or 350. It's a very small gym. Just to illustrate an example, right now we have over 1,500.
Cool.
And that's because of Apollon Nutrition, because people would come. They used to be very intimidated by the gym. Now they stop by. They see there is nothing to be intimidated. Everybody is super friendly. Everybody is super nice. And they try it for a day or two or a week and they stay. So Apollon Nutrition, in essence, helped grew Apollon Gym. So it
Yeah.
got bigger. So that's basically how it started.
Brilliant. No,
That's amazing, isn't it? So you went from not being sure about the pre-workout to basically being the most well-known and hyped up one
on the market.
on the
really,
market, yeah.
Well, I think that it comes basically down to the fact that I'm extremely competitive. You know, I believe, and the science behind it proves it, that our protein, or I'm not going to say that we are the only protein that makes isolate and casein, because there are a few other companies, so it's a fact. I'm not going to lie about it. although ours tastes really amazing. When it comes to protein, it's hands down, in my opinion. Well, it's not only my opinion. Everybody who tried it will attest to it that we really have one of the best tasting proteins on the market. But besides that, when it comes to fat burners and when it comes to pre-workouts, needless to say, people want something strong.
Yeah.
And I am very, very competitive, extremely competitive. So in my book, I would not be okay if somebody had a better pre-workout or a stronger pre-workout. That would drive me insane, would give me sleepless nights, and probably lead to a heart attack.
Yeah.
So what I do is I constantly compete with myself. We had 4 or 5 different versions of Assassin so far. So every batch I get, it's stronger. And in fact, like I told you yesterday, the next one that is coming out in a couple of months is actually stronger. As hard as it is,
Reach the limit at some point.
it's just like I said. If I don't have nobody to compete with, I'm probably gonna punch myself and try to beat myself. And I'm happy to report, and facts will attest to it. I will be more than happy to send you the supplement facts exclusively, so you can see yourself that it's a stronger formula. And to go on record, I will say that our pre-workouts are definitely not for everybody. I would say that it's only for advanced users. I would say for experienced users, and those who can definitely take the 500-600 milligram of caffeine. And let's face it, there are a lot of them. I have, of course, and I have to bring it up, I have a lot of haters, obviously, and they from within the industry who absolutely hate my guts. And the reason is why they do is because I'm loading my supplements, and you obviously can tell the cost of producing something like that is higher than the average pre-workout.
Yeah.
I don't think they want to compete with me because they simply don't want to spend the money. They want to make money. They want to make profits. I mean, that's what it is. And in fact, my pre-workouts, if you're going to go back, and I will be more than happy to send you all the previous formulas, every formula was stronger. Yet my price, the asking price, did not go up. So every time we release a new pre-workout, our margins actually drop. And the only way for us to make up is when we buy higher volumes. But keep in mind, we're still a very small company. So I think they hate me for the fact that I do something that they're not willing to do. In fact, without naming anyone, I was just shown a text message from one of the supplement company owners who sent a text to one of his former customers who switched to us, and he said that we release stupid and dangerous products on the market. And, I was thinking maybe he's right. So maybe I didn't do enough research. Maybe. I mean, it's possible. So I went and I researched caffeine everywhere I could. And it's a proven fact that the toxic levels of caffeine are actually above 3,000 milligram. So 600, 700, or 1,000, they're not gonna they're not toxic, they're not dangerous. Although, if you have a heart condition, well, you shouldn't be touching caffeine in the first place. Everything is on a label. We give you the warning, we give you the facts. We don't do proprietary blends. If 600 or 700 is too much for you, well, you use half a scoop or don't use at all. I'm not an opponent of you going and using shitty proprietary blend. If that's what works for you, I'm more than happy for you. I'm not gonna tell you, you know what, we are the best. We are the best among products similar to us. But whatever works for you. If your choice is to go and buy crappy pre-workouts or pre-workouts that are good for you and they give you what you're looking for, I'm happy for you. Good for you. You don't have to buy Apollon Nutrition. You don't have to buy Anarchy Labs. We have our own market. We have one of supplement company owners recently told me, he said, I never thought that you're going to be a problem, but you became a problem. I said, why am I a problem? He says, well, you became a competitor. I thought you'd be out of business by now. I said, I'm not your competitor because your brand caters to mainstream. Mainstream market is much, much bigger than my market. My market is the hardcore athletes, the experienced users, and I think we provide the service specifically for them. I don't try to target your market. I don't try to steal your customers. Enjoy what you do. I wish you nothing but luck. Make your millions of dollars. I'm okay with it. I'm not going to be when people ask me, maybe you should release something a little bit weaker. No, that's what I do. I'm
Do a
not
half
gonna be.
scoop.
If you're gonna see assassin, you're only gonna see it stronger. You're not gonna see it weaker. I have my market, and if I'm gonna start cutting cost and I'm gonna cut corners, my followers and my fans and people that are buying my products, uh, they gonna realize that I'm cheating them. And you've seen that probably many times where a company will release a great product, all of a sudden it contains half of what it used to
Yeah,
Yeah, we
contain,
did find
and
that.
they make more profit.
Yeah,
Mm.
whenever they put new formula or new
Version
release,
2.
version 2.0 or
Yeah.
3.0, normally it just does, like you say, mean that they've taken stuff out of it, and it won't. It's obviously costing them a lot less to
Mm.
make, and it's costing us the same, if not more, to buy.
Yeah.
So, like exactly like you say.
Absolutely. Before we released Apollon, we used to carry a certain brand. Again, I'm not gonna name what brand it is. It's not popular anymore, but used to be at the time. We're talking about maybe 7, 8 years ago. It used to be extremely popular. They just came on the market. It was everybody was using that pre-workout, so we used it at the gym too. People would come, they would be very happy. They loved it. I mean, they absolutely loved it. So I used to buy it from my distributor, and we used to carry it at the gym. All of a sudden I started getting complaints where people would come to me sometimes, not all the time, and it would say it's not as good as it used to be. And I used to argue. I used to go, actually, what are you talking about? It's the same company. It's the same product. I said, it's exactly the same stuff. Maybe your body got used to it. Maybe your receptors got used to it. Maybe take a break. But I would constantly argue that it's not true. After a while, when I realized that the number is growing of people that are not happy about it, I grabbed the container just to have a look at it, and I was shocked. It was all of a sudden a proprietary blend. You know, it went from
Yeah.
fully disclosed label to proprietary blend, and you probably even suspect that you know which company I'm talking about. But it's not the only one. It actually happens all the time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mm.
Yeah, definitely. And the problem with it being proprietary is they obviously, like they don't list what's in it and how much of that quantity is. So for all you know, you're getting 50 milligrams of caffeine. You don't
Yeah.
truly know what you're getting. And
Well,
one scoop will be different from another scoop. So
Yeah.
absolutely.
It's
And I was
about
attacked actually on social media by somebody who works for a different company, and he defended the proprietary blend, and I was shocked because, I mean, we're talking in open forum on social media, and he's talking out of his ass saying that the only reason for proprietary blend is to protect the formula. What the
yeah,
fuck
Yeah,
are you
that's what I've heard.
protecting?
yeah. We've
You
heard
know,
that
we
as
all
well.
know you're not protecting shit. You're just making a crappy pre-workout.
Yeah.
You know, there is another one, a very popular company right now that everybody says, "Oh, I feel it. Oh my God, it's like I definitely feel the rage. I feel good." But when you look at it, it's a proprietary blend with 4 grams. 4 grams. I mean, it's a tiny little scoop. If it's a proprietary blend, I would not be surprised if the caffeine contains more than Assassin, probably 1,000, but there is nothing else in it.
Yeah,
So
Yeah,
they feel
exactly.
it, but there is nothing in it.
yeah.
You know, we only put 4 to 6,000 milligram of citrulline in our pre-workout. That's the entire scoop contains 4 grams. 4 grams. There's nothing in it.
No, no. One thing I will say that surprised me a little bit, but at the same time, it's a really good thing. With Assassin, we did notice like quite a few negative comments on the internet, on YouTube, for example, just saying how unhealthy it looked and all the rest of it. But then when we actually took the product ourselves, we didn't feel unhealthy. It worked well together. All the ingredients came together really well. It just felt really good. And we've had some before with these proprietary blends that they've been really strong. Yes, okay, but they really didn't feel healthy.
Stomach ache, cold sweats, jittering, things like that.
And then just all crashes straight
Yeah.
after. And the best thing we found with Assassin, it was strong, but it continued its strength. So we really did enjoy Assassin.
Well, the
Yeah.
whole point behind Assassin was the previous version used to contain DMAA. And we sold it. Again, one thing about me is I'll always tell the truth. That's just my way of doing business, and I strongly believe in it. We used to have DMAA assassin. I mean, our assassin used to contain DMA and also a pretty strong 80 milligram. So it was very strong.
Yeah.
I think at the time it was actually the strongest one because we still had all the other stimulants and all that, and it was very popular. Um, and we sold it actually after it already got banned. So we still had it. Yeah, we still had it in stock, and I'll admit it because I mean anyone can attest to it. So I'm not gonna lie. We did sell it after the ban for only like 2 or 3 extra months because we still had it in stock. And once we realized that Apollon Nutrition is growing, we are no longer under the radar company, and I
Yeah.
realized that we have a lot of haters. I figured out, you know what, I don't want to sell banned substances. I don't want to be in that business, and I don't want to just for profit to continue making something that is basically illegal. I mean, you can still find DMA products, but I was against it because I figured, you know what, when you're a small company manufactured somewhere in a basement, you can get away with it selling little batches. But when you
Yeah.
already have a warehouse and you're selling it in other stores and people know you, people love you, but at the same time there are people who hate you, it's just a matter of time before you get in trouble. And I was not willing to give anyone a reason, and I knew I don't rely just on DMA product to make a living or to be where I am. I realized that we have a lot of other supplements. Pretty much all of our supplements are very, very cutting edge, properly dosed, never proprietary blend, taste good. So I said, you know what, fuck it, I don't need it. So my idea was to completely discontinue Assassin. Plus, Hooligan is doing terrific, and it's very popular. So I don't see a reason. However, then I sat down and I was thinking, like, since Assassin is so popular, is there a way to make it as strong as the one with DMA, but legal? There was a thing that DMHA might get illegal, but it's still legal in the United States, and I don't see it going away at least in the next year or so. So I sat down and I started working with the formula, and I started, of course, comparing it to others because, and I wanted to make sure that it's something that hits you strong, but at the same time had that you're not gonna crash. That's the reason why you see the slow-acting caffeine and you see Tichrine added to it, because I was afraid that people are gonna crash hard. And I'll admit, the old Assassin with DMA used to make me crash. Every time I would take a DMA product, I used to crash. I used to feel phenomenal, and then just like basically go into a mode where I couldn't move.
Yeah.
So this formula came out, and I have two very close friends that are very knowledgeable. I showed them. The first reaction was obviously, "Are you insane?" I said, I honestly, based on everything I read, I don't see anything dangerous in this,
Yeah.
except if you have a pre-existing condition, except if you have a liver damage, you're not going to go and drink alcohol. You should know
No.
about that.
Yeah.
If you have diabetes, you're not going to go and order a full cake and then just have it. So I'm sorry, but when it comes to your health, it's you the one who's supposed to be responsible.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with you. Not only that, I can have a pre-workout that's going to contain only 100 milligram of caffeine and nothing else. But if you're an idiot and you're going to go and use 20 scoops, and let's face it, there are people who are using like multiple scoops like nonstop and just drinking it like it's water. I can go home with you. I can go to another gym with you. I cannot prevent you. I'm not your parent. I have a daughter. She's 14. You're not my son. I cannot follow you around and tell you, don't do it. It's dangerous. It's not good for you. You have a condition. It's your job to go and do the physical once or twice a year. It's your responsibility to know what's wrong with your body. It's your responsibility to make sure that you stay healthy. And it's your responsibility also to read the label and to know what are potential side effects of a certain ingredient. It's not my responsibility. It is yours. I don't break the law. Nothing that is an assassin is overdosed. Nothing contains illegal substance. Well, at least not in the United States. I mean, possibly in some European countries or somewhere else in Australia where the laws are extremely strict, quite possibly. But nothing in that product can get me in trouble. Not only that, there is a huge warning on it that says it's extremely strong. There is no proprietary blend.
Yeah.
Every ingredient is listed. The dosages are listed too. So use it responsibly, just like you're supposed to drink responsibly. None of these products are meant to I don't know, to cure, or or they're not meant to. They're not vitamins. They are
Yeah.
even though people to disagree, I feel like they are performance enhancers. They
Mm.
are, because they do enhance your performance. Everybody is talking about John Jones being tested positive for turinabol. I assure you that Assassin is a stronger performance enhancer, yet
Yeah.
it's pretty much legal, but turinabol is a steroid. You know, people that know, they know that turinabol is not going to give you the same level of performance that even, I don't know, caffeine will do, you know, because that will give you energy, so you're actually going to have a more of output. It's
Mm.
simple, really.
Yeah, no, I agree, and that's why we did mention that. Yeah, okay, maybe the price is expensive for some, but you do get a lot of ingredients for that price, and B, you do have the option to just do half scoops to make it worth, well, like a
Double
much
it
better
up. Yeah.
price ratio.
Oh,
And like you also said, um, yeah, okay, we could go out and spend money on products that have minimal product in it and they're not very effective, or you can go out and get your Ferrari or Porsche, your high end stuff, because you know it's what you put into your body at the end of the day. If you want high output, then you've got to perhaps spend more money to get high product performance.
The more premium brand.
I agree with you. And speaking of cars, I'm just finishing an article that I'm writing for a magazine, and I said exactly the same thing, just like you said. You know, when you go out and you buy a car, if you don't know anything about the performance, if you don't know anything about the engine, if you're not knowledgeable when it comes to cars, you're probably going to ask a friend to come with you, and somebody who's knowledgeable, and advise you whether it's a good car or not, whether you're getting ripped off or not, whether it's worth the price. Now, when it comes to supplements, I mean, even the expensive ones are still probably not going to get you broke. I'm pretty sure you can afford it. However, the average consumer goes in and, based either on shiny label or fancy advertising, or because somebody at the store told them, oh, this is good, they like, no problem, I'm buying it. They buying garbage. So you buying something that you're putting in your body that potentially can harm you, because reading the label, you don't understand anything.
Yeah.
You have to do your own research. You have to understand what you're putting inside your body. It's extremely important. And the same with cars. It's pretty much the same analogy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, exactly. Just like if you get a powerful car and you're not an experienced driver, if you crash, it's still your fault. You can't blame the car. Just in the same way, you can't blame a powerful pre-workout for bad
Absolutely, I agree with you 100%.
Mm.
So
So we was just wondering one thing with the Apollo Nutrition. Are you currently worldwide? Is there any places that you're just starting off in? That sort of question, really.
Well, just like the idea was to sell only at Apollon Gym, and later on it became ApollonNutrition.com, and then it went to selling it in different stores. Once we got on social media, and thanks to people like you who are actually knowledgeable and present to people the facts, you know, actually showed the review that you did yesterday to a friend of mine, and he said, like, well, they said the taste is only 3. I said, that's exactly what I want them to say it, because it's the truth. I don't want them to say that it's delicious, because it's not. It's 100% not a delicious pre-workout. And if you know the ingredients, again, it's supposed to taste like shit. But for
it
what's
tastes
in
really
it,
nice, all things considered.
yeah, for what's in it, it tastes
Yeah.
okay. It's
Yeah,
not
we were
disgusting.
surprised.
You can tolerate it. So I thought that 3, if you gave it 4, I would have a problem with that, because it's not true. It's not true. It's not a delicious, like I just said, our protein is delicious, and I will send you a top so you can see it for yourself. It's delicious. I stand by that, and I know you will say that it's 5 out of 5. I'm so confident. This, any more than 2 or 3 stars would be a lie. And I don't want, that's what I'm fighting. I'm fighting for, against these review companies who are getting paid. And nothing wrong with getting paid, don't get me wrong. I think like everybody's trying to make a living, and I'm trying to make a living. I'm fine with it. But don't fucking lie. Don't get a
Yeah.
shitty pre-workout and
That's
point
one thing
out to it and say like, this is amazing, because it's not. It's
Mm.
not amazing. You're lying. What you're doing is you're cheating people, so you're losing your credibility with the ones that are knowledgeable, because they know you're lying. You know that you're telling a lie. I mean, that's what it is. So 3 stars was absolutely fantastic. The price, it is an expensive pre-workout. Rolls-Royce is expensive. Porsche is expensive. And you don't see a lot of them on the road. And I don't expect that millions and millions and millions of people will buy a pre-workout. And I'm okay with it. That's not for millions. It's for hopefully thousands. But I don't expect to be a giant company like Optimum Nutrition or Ultimate Nutrition or Universal. That's not my goal, and I don't aspire to be one of those companies. I just want to be where I am. If we can sell more, excellent. I mean, I think we're doing great right now, and I'm happy where we are right now, and I want us to grow. But I understand there is a limit. So we went to sell in select stores, to now selling to UK, to selling to Russia, Israel. I mean, people are ordering online. Obviously, they pay for shipping, which is not very cheap. So they obviously pay a top dollar. We try to give them discounts. We try our best. You know, we don't make money off of shipping overseas. Whatever the price is, we actually show the person, well, this is the price. That's how much you pay. So we're not going to charge you extra. So we do ship all over the world. Right now, we have somebody in Canada who distributes for us. We have somebody in Russia. We're actually getting Russian certificates now. So the products that are going to be in Russia, just like I said, not everything that is legal here is legal there. So we have to reformulate our products to make sure that they meet the Russian standards for what they are allowed to sell in Russia. So we starting to expand now. We only got a sales rep 3 months ago. Before that, we didn't even have a sales representative because there was no need for one. But now, when more and more people are coming on board, striation supplements, they also came on board from UK. So we're talking about bring our products to England. So we're definitely expanding, but it's a slower process because, put it this way, we're not going to get into every store. I don't want to get into every store. I have, again, no desire. Not only that, I like the fact that we are so unique that you know, if you find us in one town in New Jersey or New York, we're not going to sell to anyone else. I would like to maintain that exclusivity, and I don't want them, you know, somebody across the street, another store, and to get into a price war or anything like that. No need for that. And the same thing is, every country I think should have one distributor. If it's somebody who we can get a deal with and somebody who is good for us. I mean, I'm still extremely happy that every label that I see against Assassin or Hooligan or our Fat Burners, Chaos, and Shogun, no other label can beat us. And it's not just, oh, let's do more. No, let's be effective. You know, if the effective dose is for, say, I don't know, Grains of Paradise is about 50 to 100 milligram, well, that's what I want to put in my product. But yet I see, even though you can Google and see that Grains of Paradise, 50 milligram is probably ideal dose, but you can still see it in products. Even the fully transparent ones, you can see 5 milligram, 10. What is it going to do? It's not going to do anything. So you have it there. I'd rather you put it in a proprietary blend so you don't look stupid, because for people that are knowledgeable, you look dumb. 5, 10, 15 milligram, what is it going to do? You know, anyone who is not even knowledgeable can Google it and see, like, oh, I need 50.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah.
We've seen some weird ones that have just thrown in a few grams of protein and like carbs and strange things, haven't we, as well?
Yeah, we have.
It's crazy. I saw somebody recently, I don't remember who it is, and nor do I care. They had alpha GPC, which is proven to work at 300 milligram. It comes 600 at 50%, which is 300, and that's a proven dose to work. I saw some supplement company, they had it listed, and it was either 50 or 75 milligram. What the fuck are you gonna do with that? I mean, you have it, it's nice. But it doesn't do anything.
People don't realise that 300 milligrams is the correct dose, and therefore they're tricking people into thinking there's more in the label, so they're going to buy it just without thinking, oh, I better check how much that's supposed to be.
Exactly. You know, I think that I talked to Jeff Long, IFBB Pro Jeff Long, who is the owner of Like a Pro company, and we discussed this, that, you know, we always made fun or criticized, probably it's more appropriate word, we criticized companies that do proprietary blends. But it's not only the companies that do proprietary blends. You also have companies that do fully disclosed labels, but they still underdosing stuff, which to me makes absolutely no sense. However, it's the case. I see companies are putting, I don't know, like I said, 50 to 100 milligram of alpha GPC. I see citrulline at 500 to 1,000 milligram. What the hell is that gonna do?
You need to take like
It's
4
not gonna
scoops
do
of it.
anything. Yeah, I mean, what's the point of it? What's the point of even having it? So you can say, oh, I have citrulline in it. You have citrulline. That's not enough.
No,
It's not enough.
just
What's the
money
point?
as well, I suppose.
No.
They're trying to cut down the costs, aren't they, rather than actually produce a product that works.
Yeah.
You,
So
and I think that's the reason why some guys like you have a great. I think there is a need for guys like you who can actually tell the truth, And I'm going to emphasize this again. I don't have a problem with companies getting paid. The review companies. It's okay for you to advertise for a certain brand, but at least be honest. If you're going to be honest of how you're going to review a certain product, I think your your viewer is going to appreciate you more, and I think that's
They'll
going to
see
make you
through
more
you if you lie
popular.
as well.
yeah, because we have noticed we've actually done some reviews on some well-known companies, and then we've had then companies come back and have a go at us for being honest with their products.
Fuck them.
Yeah, we've had
Fuck
it, and
them.
we've
Who
seen
cares?
we've
There,
seen
there
like
is a company. There is a company, you have these contests which are so ridiculous. I can't even comprehend how ridiculous they are. Best tasting protein, best pre-workout, best this, best that. Now I'm looking at the best pre-workout list by some review company, and I'm looking at it like, okay, let me read the supplement facts. I'm beating this one, I'm beating this one, I'm beating this one. Oh, look at the winner. I'm beating the winner too. Why am I not on a list?
yeah.
That's weird. I mean, I know for a fact that the review company knows about us. Why am I not on a list? And then I look at the best tasting protein. I see people that are winning that I know for a fact. In fact, somebody won best tasting protein last year. And I was, okay, everybody raves about my protein. Let me bring it to the gym and let me ask a bunch of, you know, gym goers, like, what do you think? So we did that. We blended it and we did a blind taste. So we went to a bunch of people, maybe 10, 15. What do you think of this? And this is no joke because my staff actually witnessed that. They were disgusted by it. They're like, oh my God, it's terrible. But they won. They won. They won the best tasting protein, which is an absolute joke. Recently, there was another review site that is extremely popular, published the best companies or the best tasting something. I don't even know what it is. Among them, in a top 10, somehow, you see companies that actually have decent product, and yet you have companies that are proprietary blend garbage that should not even be there.
Yeah.
They should not be on that list. And you're looking at it and like, what's wrong with it? So finally, I got in touch with somebody who is very knowledgeable in the industry, and he writes for magazines and he writes a lot of reviews, and he knows formulas and everything. So he's kind of in the know person. I sent him a text message and I said, like, what the fuck is that? And his reply to me was that he knew for a fact that the owner of that review company replied to people that were wondering why I didn't make the list. His reply was very simple: you didn't pay enough.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
It's shocking. It's absolutely shocking. It should not be the case. Another one texted me. He's a supplement company owner, and he texted me and he was like, "Oh, look, we made it into a quarterfinal or a final or something like that in a best tasting something." I know for a fact that they don't even come close to us when it comes to taste. My reply was, how about a blind taste? I was more than willing to take my protein, his protein, and a few other companies. I have absolutely no problem with that. Let's go to a different gym, not Apollon, different gym. Rip off the labels. Let people try. Let them be the judge. Let them tell us which one is the best tasting. We don't have to do it with a pre-workout, because what's good for you may be not good for somebody else. We all have different needs. But best tasting protein. Let's have 50 people at any gym around 7 p.m. when everybody works out and the gyms are busy. Let's go in and let's ask the owner of the gym. I think he'll be more than happy to have that, because it promotes the gym as well. Let's video it. And on video, let's determine the best tasting protein. You know what? If I lose, I'll be more than happy to shake your hand and to congratulate you. I was turned down. I was turned down. No.
Yeah.
No, why not? Why not? It's honest. It's honest. I don't want to compete against anyone. Like, that's the reason why I say I'm very careful about saying that Assassin or Hooligan are the best pre-workouts on the market. Because honestly, they're not. They are the best in their own class.
Yeah.
In their
Their
own
own
class, if
target
you're looking for a kick-ass product, the strongest pre-workout that's going to get you going, then you will not find anything better than Assassin. You will not find anything better than Hooligan. However, if you want something moderate, I would say use half a scoop of our product, because it's a good, honest product, but you don't have to. Go with another brand. Go with what works for you. Maybe the other brand is better for you because it tastes better. Maybe it's better for you because, I don't know, it meets your needs, so to speak. Go with it. I'm okay. I don't have a problem with that. But when it comes to best tasting protein, I'll go against anyone. Absolutely no problem. You know, and when I see review companies who are criticizing one company and saying like, oh my God, I mean, they contain partially hydrogenated oils, and they contain sugar, and they contain this is a terrible protein for you. And then a very similar product by a different company, all of a sudden they hyping. You put labels against them, and I'm like, holy shit, this is almost identical. Now this is a great protein. Or when they say concentrate is same as isolate. Are you fucking kidding me? Yes, if it's WPC 80, then it's probably a good product because it's 80% protein.
Yeah.
But how many companies actually make WPC 80? I know 2 or 3 companies that actually specify concentrate and they put 80. So I know it's actually a good concentrate. It's a good. But when they don't specify, if you had something good, wouldn't you brag about it?
Yeah, of course you
But now you're not saying 80. Clearly, you have about 30%, which is cheap shit. And you're saying there is nothing wrong with concentrate. It's the same as isolate. You're full of shit. You're full of shit. You have cheap garbage product. It probably tastes good because in most cases concentrate tastes good. I mean, shit always tastes better. All the harmful food tastes better than diet food. So you have a good tasting protein that is actually probably as bad for you as having McDonald's.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Exactly, yeah.
So what we'll do then, we'll give this Hooligan a review. Again, another honest review. And then when, like you say, you're getting more products out in the future, we'll be more than happy to get them reviewed. And
well, I loved your review so much that I'll be more than happy to send your BCAAs, protein, whatever you guys want. Because again, I appreciate your honesty more than anything. I appreciate that. I think I commend you for what you do for the community, and I have nothing but respect for you. I watched a few of your reviews, and I think it's absolutely fantastic that people like you exist. And fuck all the fake review people. And I hope they business tanks because they do it for business. They don't do it for passion. Do something because you're passionate about it. Do something because you believe in it. But more than anything, don't fucking lie. Just don't do it. You will get caught and you will get exposed. If you can expose a supplement company, why can't I expose you for being a liar?
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm going to call you on it, and it's not because I'm going to compete.
No, exactly, and that's what we'll keep doing, and we'll keep telling the haters that message us, these companies, when they're not happy with our reviews. You know what? That's what it is.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they're stealing people's money for dud products, and we've seen companies that have got 5-star reviews all over the internet. Every YouTube review is brilliant. The website's amazing. And then we've tried the product and it's been a 1 out of 5.
Yeah.
And we've been there.
We also had someone try and claim that their pre-workout was a non-stim pump only, even though it had 300 milligrams of caffeine in it.
Oh my God.
They had to go
just because we said the energy wasn't very good on it.
Yeah, they said no, it's a pump one. You can't rate it against these stim ones. We're like, it's got caffeine in it though. That's a stim.
Yeah, so,
Well, because some of the review companies also are saying there is stems and there are exotic stems. Stems are stems.
yeah, of course
Period.
they are.
It doesn't matter. It's a stem.
Yeah,
Anything. It doesn't have to be exotic. You know, DMHA or caffeine, still a stem.
I
You
mean,
know,
yeah.
but when you say, well, recently somebody told me that citrulline is a stem.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah. I mean, that's just, and you know, I tried to argue, but that didn't help. I have a stem product which is called Hooligan Bare Knuckle. It's a
Yeah.
non-stem product, like fully non-stem. There is no stems in it whatsoever. However, every time somebody buys it, I tell them the truth. It contains 2 grams of Hydromax, and Hydromax clumps. It clumps pretty bad. So, you know, sometimes it's difficult to get it out of the container. I tell them once it reaches water, it
Mhm.
dissolves immediately and there is
Yeah,
no
yeah.
problem. It doesn't make the product better. But I'm honest. I don't want them to grab the container and say, oh my God, this went bad. No, it's not bad. And I warned you about it. There is a sticker on a container itself, as well as I tell you the truth. Like, listen, you know, this clumps. But I feel good about it. I feel good about the fact that I tell the truth and it cannot come back to me. You know,
Yeah.
you can criticize me, you can criticize my looks, you can criticize anything about me. And, you know, I've been called all kind of names. I've been accused of many things. But if you say that my product is not good, something is really fucked up about it and you're making yourself look like a fool. And that's my goal, to make you look like a fool. If you say that my product is too strong, it's not too strong. It's just strong. And it's not for everyone, you know, but too strong would be overdosed, dangerous, toxic, you know. And I think that if you have a heart condition, like I said earlier, you should not be taking even a cup of coffee. You should be staying away from it. And it's your job to know. So my product is not too strong. My product is just accurately dosed for people that want that type
Yeah.
of experience and
Yeah.
they require that one. Because let's face it, I've seen people use Assassin and Hooligan and saying it's not that strong. My eyes are like that. Are you kidding me? It's not, and I believe that because if you have somebody like police officers who are working the nights and they drinking coffee nonstop and their receptors all fried, it's not gonna do much for them. It's not. I mean, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be, yeah. But the pre-workout is not just for the kick. The pre-workout is also for pump, for concentration, for focus, and that's I think where people are losing it. I like the fact because it gives us kind of like a controversy, and controversy, let's face it, it's good for the company, it's good for the marketing. I like the fact that people say 600 milligram of caffeine. Where I do get upset is when people don't realize that there is a lot more in it than just 600 milligram of caffeine. It's actually a properly dosed pre-workout. So it's not just tips. You know, so that's what it is. But I'll be more than happy to send you the rest of our products so you can review it, hopefully enjoy them, and let the viewers and people around the world know what you think about it, because I do believe that you're gonna do our product justice.
We're pumped to try the protein now that you said it tastes really nice.
Not a problem at all. We're definitely sending it to you. Probably as early as today or tomorrow. We're gonna ship it, and I think probably by next week you should get it.
Oh, brilliant! Thanks again.
Well, thank you for this interview then. Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
Well, hopefully you
Very
enjoyed it.
insightful.
Yeah, brilliant. And we'll give you this Hooligan review next.
Yeah, can't wait to.
Oh God. Hopefully this one will get 3.5 stars.
Yeah.
In terms of taste. All right, guys, enjoy it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for everything that you're doing for everyone.
You too.
Thank you then.
Have a
Thank
nice
you.
rest of your day.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank